say me never did I warn you. Oh Lord, me tell you.
We all know the lionfish has venomous spines. Do you all know which spines are venomous? Okay, yeah. Spines on top of his head, there's maybe a dozen of them. Those are the most venomous. It also has 3 hidden venomous spines under its arms. You know what I'm talking about? Big pectoral. Hi, I'm Leslie Charpentier, and I am the St. John Dive Coordinator for CORE. I'll give you a little bit about the history of the lionfish and their arrival on St. John. I believe the first one was sighted a little over 3 years ago. When we first saw one, we saw one here and there, and they were sighted by snorkelists and people who were diving. And those people didn't know what to do, so we put out materials to call the CORE number and report them. So these fish would get reported, and we would go out and just give you a good example of numbers. The first year I was involved as a responder, maybe shot about 30 fish in the first 9 months of the year. All of a sudden we saw this spike where I'd get a call. Oh, I saw a lionfish over in Frank Bay. And I'd go over and I'd get 5 fish. Not just the one they saw, but 5 more. Oh, we saw some in Haulover Bay. We'd go over there and get 16 fish. So we saw this huge spike where it went from 1 fish here, 1 fish there, to all of a sudden water's warming up, this new batch was coming in, and we were finding them in large numbers. And we'd go to a dive site and we'd maybe get 15 fish. We went through a big push then of making people aware, making sure people were calling, and the hotline would ring maybe 5 times a day if somebody's sighting a fish. Well, with all the new people we got involved, we were able to go out and remove all these fish. And knowing that these areas were popular with the lionfish, we keep checking them and we keep going back. Now when we go back, somewhere that a year ago we got 15 fish, we might wait a couple of months and go back, we get a couple fish. We go back again and get a couple more. And we're keeping the numbers way down. So all the areas that people go snorkeling and diving on a regular basis, the lionfish are getting removed right away, and those areas are staying clean. So the next step has been for us to go out and start diving on reefs that nobody goes to. So now we go out, we find reefs that we can only access by boat. The National Park has given us special permission to dive there and remove fish there. We have special permits from the National Park to take our spear guns in these protected waters. We go dive these reefs, and now these reefs we're finding, we'll come across a rock outcropping that's a popular habitat, get a dozen fish there. But we'll go back in a month or 2 and there's only 1 or 2. So we're doing an excellent job of cleaning up the popular areas and keeping the numbers low in those areas. And the huge success of the program on St. John is the fact that everybody who visits here goes snorkeling. And we've got posters and postcards all over the place. These people go snorkeling, they see a lionfish. If they don't know it's invasive, somebody they talk to on the beach does. And they tell them, oh, you need to call and report this fish. So I get calls on a daily basis of people saying, I saw a lionfish here, I saw a lionfish there. They give me a good location, good landmarks. We can send somebody out and remove those fish. And that means that we actually have thousands of people involved on St. John. Every tourist that comes here and goes snorkeling participates in the program to a certain extent. Most of the people on St. John, because it's so much national park, tend to have a lookout for the environment. So they tend to be people who are more aware of their environment. They're people that like to be outdoors. They spend time in the water. They want to protect what they have. So in general, people want to protect St. John and keep it the way it is. And a large part of that would be protecting our reefs.